what a treat to see these icons of dance. Truly brilliant, and they are paired to perfection. I loved, right from the beginning, just a small thing, but hearing his breath added that viscerality and connection to the dancer. I thought there was great dissonance in the piece between the domestic um, set and that theatricality of being on stage. And we went from something pared down to almost what felt like old Hollywood golden age musical joy and release in the piece. Truly some like heart soaring romance brimming from the screen, but we got a nice variety of layers to the relationship and to their story. Um, the variety of music to highlight the different chapters of a romance and the nuances of this romance.
It takes such profound work to not only become a ballet dancer, but to be a ballet dancer. Sometimes I'm posed with the question of when did you know that you were an artist? And I think that it's always a part of who you are. Like it's part of a core being that is you. And you get to see that no matter the time that passes, this part of you never truly leaves you. The acts displayed showcasing these memories that have impacted their way to life almost. I love that there was an opportunity to showcase these artists because, as oftentimes as we know in this industry, there's an expiration date of sorts. Shows such as Grace and Frankie have paved the way to these doors, and I hope that they continue to be opened. You become a master after so many years of working in your field, and this dance showcases how masterful they've elevated the world of ballet simply from taking an act to create and distribute this piece alone. A breath of fresh air, and it's full of life.
Seeing Evelyn Hart again was terrific, and her age is at least somewhere in the 60s. To be so physically able still, it's amazing. And the male dancer was terrific as well. They both worked so nicely together. Standouts for me were the Ashes and Fire piece, the waltz. The lifts were effortless and very rhythmic. They were so in sync. The Judy Garland piece, You Go to My Head. I loved how the lyrics were interpreted, and it was fun and comedic, lighthearted. I thought the male's solo role in the I Will Survive piece was so athletic. I liked the use of the table, and his ability is a nice contrast to her elegant and soft quality.
I think you do a great job of looking at these older artists, these older dancers, and having them dance to a variety of music in this home and showcasing, their talent, but also making it a story of their different, chapters of life together. I think it's really interesting to have them be in a house because it shows, both them being of old age, but also in their house, that you can't really take the theatricality and the music and the dance out of them as you leave the stage or you grow older. Like it's always a part of you. And it's as simple as like breathing. You have, a lot of these breathing sounds in it. And I think that you start off with that and you get the sense like, oh, this is like visceral, like this is them to their core. So I think you do a great job of establishing that thematically. I also think just overall it was a really beautiful. I think the movement was beautiful. I think the music was beautiful, and it was a great way to highlight these two dancers and allowing them to show off their talent still. So overall, it was a really enjoyable piece to watch and a really beautiful.
We got the chance to see these two experienced dancers changing the way they dance. In 1 hour of film, they change through the decades. In fact, we can see a the passage of time in this dance that they perform. We see the passage of time. We see a never-ending love, a love that kind of the two characters they express, the two dancers they express love that has been there forever and is always gonna be there. I particularly enjoy the scene where she gets up on the table and she starts performing on the table while sitting is desperate, and then she jumps on the table and he gets energetic again. I think overall it was a very well done film, an excellent performance with two majestic characters, two great performances, but also a fantastic direction that never gets boring and always keeps you there from start to finish. So overall, very well done.
This is so intense, sadly very relatable as well. The choreography is so telling, so perfectly tuned with the songs. Their chemistry as a couple is undeniable. This is a treat for the eyes and the ears and the heart. Totally majestic. The lighting, the camera angles, sometimes closing up on their faces, the expression of nostalgia, sadness, how they realize the different stages of this relationship, growing together or growing apart, and also their true circumstances versus their dreams as they grow old, and how some things are lost in the way.